Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles and figurines straight out of Japan, and you can find out more details about us in the description of this video below, including our Facebook page and our online store and the direct link to this item page. Now, firstly, this is actually a pretty special figure set, and I'll tell you why at the end of the video, but there's a lot to cover, so let's jump straight into it. So this is the... Let me actually show the sort of official title. It is the DX王下七武海figure. So there's it's the 7 Warlords of the Sea, and it does actually say it on the bases, which is probably going to be hard to see in the camera, but it does actually say One Piece, and then below in very small letters it says 7 Worlds of the Sea. 7 Worlds of the Sea. But yeah, it's basically the Warlords set. And why is there 8 instead of 7? Well, if you've watched the One Piece series, which I'm assuming most of you have, you will know the answer to that question, so I'm not going to bother explaining it. So let's just go through them one by one. So 8 figures in total, all separately boxed and were available separately when they came out. So first is Volume 1, which is Don Quixote, Doflamingo, and Jin Bear. So Doflamingo is actually probably the least rare of the 8. You can still get him relatively easily, and he's not that valuable. I'm assuming because there have been quite a few Doflamingo figures. He's a pretty weird looking character too. So that's Doflamingo. And then from that to probably the rarest figure in the set, which is Jin Bear. And I think he's quite rare because he's kind of a good guy when you think about it. So quite a popular character. And this is basically the only figure that Banpresto have released of this character. Although there is going to be a Jin Bear Cultures released in a few months, and it looks absolutely amazing. So, but I really like this figure. I like just the sort of pattern on his robe, and it's got all the nice details. Even on the face, you can see the eyebrows and the sort of curly designs there. It looks very Jinbei-ish. One thing to note though is this top knot does actually break. This little top knot at the top does break quite easily. So yeah, if you are buying from another seller online, just be careful that it's not missing that, because I've seen a few of them in Japan missing. And then Volume 2, we have Crocodile and Gecko Moria. So pretty cool figure of Crocodile. I quite like the Cultures Crocodile, but he's sort of got a black suit on, whereas to me this is the more sort of traditional looking Crocodile with the orange and black shirt. And then you've got the coat in really nice detail there. So very cool looking. Quite like the facial expression as well. And of course you've got the gold hook. And then Gecko Moria. So Gecko Moria is probably one of the other fairly rare ones in the set, because again Banpresto haven't really released different figures of Gecko Moria. This is pretty much the only one. The POP, the Portrait of Pirates figure, looks really cool of Moria. He's huge and he's got bats and things, but as collectors will know, the Portrait of Pirates series is really, really expensive. So we only stock those on special request, but that's Moria. I might actually just take the head off just to show you guys in closer detail. So it looks pretty cool there. So that's Moria. Next we have Kuroky or Blackbeard. Kind of looks a bit similar actually to the Cultures figure, but I think the Cultures figure, the legs are quite strange. They're really, really low, whereas at least here he's standing up a bit more upright. And I quite like the sort of facial expression that he's got. Like he's going to take over the world. He's got his hands out. He's got that gleeful laugh. Then you've got all the rings and things on his fingers. So it's quite a What a cool looking, evil sort of looking figure. And nice detail there with the epaulets on his shoulder. I don't know why the lighting is changing on the camera, but nothing else, like it's not changing here. I don't know why it's doing that. So yeah, pretty cool figure. And then Mihawk, who's also quite a popular figure. This is certainly one of the rarest. So I think the three really popular ones are Jin Bear, Mihawk, and they're probably the most valuable, and Mori is also quite hard to find, so they're probably the three that are really you know, the best ones in the set, so to speak, from a collector's point of view. But it's interesting because there actually have been quite a few Mihawk figures released by Banpresto. So we've had the S Cultures, we had Dramatic Showcase 7, we also had the S Cultures MSP. So yeah, but I love the detail on the sword, the hilt, all the pattern. Looks really, really nice. I'm sorry if it's not clear, but there's just so much to show. So here we have Boa Hancock. We've had quite a few Boa Hancock figures recently in the Creator line and also the Glitter and Glamours line, but I think this is still the best Boa Hancock figure. It just looks, you know, sort of her in her traditional outfit and her traditional pose. And she's got the high heels and the nice dress. And the flowing black hair. The epaulets on the shoulder. And the snake earrings. So overall, a very nice looking figure. And then last but not least, we have Bartholomew Kuma, and this is almost a weapon. You could seriously nearly knock somebody out with this thing because he's just so solid, a bit like Jin Bear, and just so much weight in that. But yeah, that's actually, I think it's one piece. It's all one piece. It doesn't assemble. I mean, the base is separate, but just a very big, solid piece. And he does have the Bible in his hand. Fans will know that there's a lot of references to real life characters in the One Piece series. So anyway, that's Bartholomew Kuma again. I think that's the only Banpresto Bartholomew Kuma figure that's been released. So I'll quickly just show the boxes. So yeah, as I said at the start of the video, what makes this set special, it's actually the, you can't really see it all. I mean, they're pretty much the same actually, so I'll just do this sort of very quickly. This is actually, I believe, the most expensive figure or listing on our site, on our store. So what makes it so expensive? Well, there's 8 figures, so there's a lot here. So that's one reason that drives the price up. Secondly, it's very heavy and large to send because there are 8 figures, so that certainly adds to the cost. Thirdly, these were released in, I think, around 2009, 2010, so they're quite, let's get them out of the way. So they're quite rare, they're quite hard to get because they are, you know, fairly old. And it's hard to get them, all 8 of them, as a set because, as I said, they weren't originally available together. You know, they were all, as you can see, they're all 8 separate figures. They go together as a set, but they're still 8 separate figures. So yeah, and so I think that's just what makes it, you know, so expensive. And then I think finally, a lot of the characters that have been released in this line, they don't have any other figure. So if you want a figure of, say, you know, Gecko Moria, and you don't want to spend a couple of $100 on a POP, then that's even in Japan, then you've really only got one choice. So I think that's what really makes them so expensive. So here's Kurohige. But it's definitely a great collector set to get. And even though there are, in some cases, other figures of the characters, at least this way they're all the same size, they're all same design, they have similar bases, and they also go really well with this set, which I've also reviewed, which is the Admirals. And they're, again, just a similar size, same kind of base, the hexagonal black bases, and that makes a really cool display. We've had a lot of people, get those sets, the Admirals and then the Warlords set. So sorry if it was rushed, but there was just, there's 8 figures to do in one video. That is the Banpresto Shichibukai Warlords of the Sea set. It's a fantastic and very valuable set for collectors. Hope you were able to see what you wanted to see. Thanks for watching, guys, and check out more videos of this channel.